Yo, what's up, everybody? This is William from BeforeTheBillions, back with another video. And today I'm going to be continuing my series on how to prepare for the Meta interview for the data engineering position. So if you guys have been following along my journey, I've been posting up videos of me preparing for this interview. I'm really having to study because I am not good at lead code questions. I've tried it previously in the past, and I don't know, I was able to get a job without having to really be good at it. But for like FANG companies, particularly with the Meta, Google, Amazon, all the FANG companies, Netflix, and they want you to be really good at these types of questions and also optimizing based off of your solution that you come up with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and show my leak code, and also they shared some other resources with me. I've been reading up on all the resources that my recruiter gave me and really trying to put in my best foot forward with this interview. And of course, I want you guys to be able to follow along with this journey. I think it'll be pretty interesting to see somebody who is, I have experience within data engineering, over 5 years of experience. So I'm well familiar with data engineering and how it's supposed to go. But with that, it's going to be a whole different story when you get into these types of interviews, because I've interviewed with FANG companies in the past, and let me tell you, it's extremely difficult to be able to go through it because of the type of questions that they ask you. But I am putting my best foot forward, and I'm optimistic as I have some time to prepare for these interviews, and I hope that you guys can also prepare for your interviews if you're interviewing with Meta or any other organization that has these types of questions, like a leak code, hacker rank type of questions. Okay. Right now, I have chosen to stick with the coding language Python. Python, in my own opinion, is the best language for learning if you're a beginner, and then also the best language, in my own opinion, for data engineering, simply because of the vast amount of libraries. I do know that other organizations, they may have a need for Java or R. I've even heard some people use Go in some instances, but to me, Python seems to be the most simplistic and then also easiest to get started, and has a wider range of versatility as well. So I have worked professionally with Java before in the past as well, but I prefer Python. Okay, so that's why I chose Python. And then, of course, you cannot be a data engineer if you do not know SQL. You have to know SQL extremely well. That is what you're going to be using. I would say 90% of the time, you're going to be using SQL, or a structured query language, which is the language for databases. If you want to be a data engineer, you got to interact with a database. You can even use SQL in code like Python. So there's a lot of versatility within SQL, a lot of versatility within Python. And I want to show you guys what it's like to prepare, but then also kind of drop some tips if you also want to become a data engineer. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. I'm going to be going through. They shared with me a resource called Coding Bat, and it's code practice. Last video, I showed you guys an easy question for leak code. It took me a while to do it, but the interesting thing is that the solution actually was very simple. So if you guys want to check out the previous video that's on my channel, I'll also try and put a card at the top so that way you can just click on it and check out part 2. This is part 3 of me preparing for the Meta interview. So let's see. Let me share my screen with you guys. There we go. And let's see. So I'm at Coding Bat Code Practice. I never heard of this website before, but let's see. But Coding Bat. Let's do warm up number 1. Simple. So it has multiple different categories. It looks like it says simple warm up problems to get started. No loops. Solutions available. Okay. And then they have loops. Oh, it's like it says string 1, no loops. Logic 1. So they have different categories. Let's go to warm up 1. Okay. Let's see. Simple warm-up problems. Sleep in. Let's see what sleep in says. Okay. The parameter weekday. Let me actually zoom. I'm going to zoom in. Yeah, that way you can read this. All right. The parameter workday is true if it is a weekday, and the parameter vacation is true if we are on vacation. We sleep in if it is not a weekday or we are on vacation. Return true if we sleep in. And then here goes the parameters. Sleep in, the function sleep in. I think this is the function sleep in. It takes in 2 parameters, or 2 arguments to 2 parameters, whatever we want to call it. So it takes in two booleans, so false and false. It has, which equals to true. So it says, let me go back to it. The parameter. So yeah, it's the parameter. These are parameters. The parameter weekday is true if it is a weekday, and the parameter vacation is true if we are on vacation. Okay. So let's say, and it says right here. So this is weekday, the weekday boolean. This is the vacation parameter. So weekday is false, and parameter vacation is false, which means that we sleep in. Let's see. So it's not a weekday, so it's a weekend, and we're not on vacation, but it could be true. So it's a weekend. It's a weekend, and we're not on vacation. And then the next one says, if this is true, if it's a weekday but we're not on vacation, it's false. And then if it's not a weekday and we're on vacation, so it's a weekend and we're on vacation, it means it's true. Okay, that makes sense. So, and then it says to return true if we sleep in. Let me go ahead and make sure I go through everything. Okay, so if weekday and then equals false. So if weekday is equal to false, it means if it's a weekend, then return and we're going to return, what is it? If it's a weekend, we're going to return true. Okay. If vacation equals, and then we can have it. So if vacation is equal to true, return true. Okay. So no matter what, if we're on vacation, it's always going to be true. Okay. So if we're on vacation, it's always going to be true. And if it's not a weekday, it's always going to be true. All right. And then let's see. So and it says return true if we sleep in. But it doesn't say we return anything else. And then I guess just return false if it's not. By default. So by default, then we return false. Because if it's not a weekend and we're not on vacation, then it's just false. Let's see. Not because I had to put if it equals. I'm sorry. If it equals. Yep, that's it. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, equals. That's how you compare, right? If you just use the regular equal sign, the one equal sign, it assigns it. So if it's a weekend, then it's false. If it's a vacation, it's true. Then by default we want to return false because we're not going to be sleeping in. So these are the test cases. So sleep in, false. That means it's true. So it's a weekend. So it's a weekend right now. We can sleep in. If it's a weekday and we are not on vacation, then we're not sleeping in. If it is a vacation, if we're on vacation but it's a weekend, then we are sleeping in. If it's a weekday and we're still on vacation, we're sleeping in. Okay, that was an easy one. Okay, so I guess we can just move on to the next one. All right, we have two monkeys, A and B, and the parameters A smile and B smile indicate if each is smiling. We are in trouble if they are both smiling or if neither of them is smiling. Return true if we are in trouble. Okay. This is the same problem essentially. It's the same problem. So A smile and B smile. So monkey A and monkey B. Let's see. Monkey trouble. So I'm gonna write the same code essentially. All right. So if A smile equals true. So if he is smiling, let me make sure. If he is smiling, then it's true. Return true. And then if B smile is okay. So if, let me make sure I got it right. So indicate if each is smiling. If we are in trouble, we are in trouble if they are both smiling, or if neither of them is smiling. So if he's smiling, if it's true, then return true. Okay, so this one's a little bit different because it's talking about if they're both smiling or if neither of them is smiling. So you don't want neither one of them to smile. But let me make sure. If true, return true. And then return false. Okay, so by default, we want to return false. Okay, so if a smile is equal to true, all right, so that means if both of them are true, then that means we're in trouble. If both of them are false, that means we're in trouble. But if one of them is true and one of them is false, that means we're not in trouble. It's a little bit different. I'm going to say by default, we're going to be in trouble. By default, we're going to be in trouble, right? But I could just say if a smile is equal to true, no, I mean, I guess I could just say, what is it, and ampersand B smile equal to true. Or actually, I want to make sure I got that right. Because this is the logical symbol for or. If a smile is true, or if B smile is false. And then I could do it like this. I think that'd probably be faster way of doing it. Probably is a better way of doing this. And remember, I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Let's see. It might be wrong. Yeah. It's I think in Python it's just or. This or this. Yep. Let's see. Nope. Okay. This is the reason why. So not that. That wasn't right. There we go. It's just an and. It has to be both. Yep, that's it. I don't know why it's taking me so much longer to just get these. This is easy. But yeah, so if this is equal to true and that is equal to true, if false, and then if this is false and then this is equal to true, this is return false. So all of that is correct. Okay. And this is the last one. Sum double. Given two int values, return their sum unless the two values are the same. Then return double their sum. Interessante. Okay, so we're taking two integers. Okay. So if A equals to B, return oh my gosh, how do you do power? No, not power. How do you do? I guess I could just do A times A. All right. Or if they're the same, then I can just A times B. I can just do it like that. They're the same number. And get B involved. Otherwise, you return A plus B. Given two ints, return their sum unless the two values are the same. Not that didn't work. Okay. It didn't work for every one of them. Let's see. What did it give me? 3. Double. Oh, I read it wrong. Then return double their sum. Okay. So then. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Let me do it like this. So double their sum. A. So let's say, yeah, if I have. So let's say this is 2, and then this is 2. And then. I think there's power. Nah, I ain't gonna do all that. Because and then I think I could do it like this. I have to make sure A times that. I'm not certain if that's how it works. Let me make sure. Let me just run it. No, that actually did work for one of the cases. What did it give me? 3 plus 3. Okay, so I got 3. What? Okay, so these are the same. What is this? Let me make sure. What does this exactly do? I think that's what the issue is. I shouldn't be dealing with. I shouldn't be messing up on these types of easy questions. What did this? Okay, let's see what this actually did. So I have 3 plus 3. So let's say 3 plus 3. Okay, so that gave me 6. And then I guess. No, yeah, I should have just done that. What did I do? I sent it to the same power, to another power. For some reason, I'm overthinking this. It's 2 times that. Wasting time. Okay, so overall, that was it. All right, so that's our 3 questions that we did. I'm gonna do some more questions to study for this. Please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this type of video, enjoy this type of content. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Please go ahead and check out the links in the description so that way you can check out the Before the Billions website, and then also you can check out the Discord link so that way you can speak with either me or anybody else within the BTB squad. I would really appreciate it. And do not forget to build your billions. I will see you all in the next one.